Hello and welcome to Capacity TV. I'm delighted today to be joined by Ruth, Head of Marketing at iXReach. Hello Ruth.
Hi.
Ruth, I know iXReach recently went through a bit of a rebrand. Perhaps as Head of Marketing you can explain a bit about why that was.
Yeah, so the company's been through a lot of growth recently. We've expanded the team, we've expanded the network, our customer base is growing. And we've had the old brand for a long time now. It's all part of the heritage of the company, but we did feel like we needed to make everything consistent, bring it all up to date, refresh it a bit, and we're really pleased with how we're looking now.
And you touched on the network. I understand as an organisation you've got quite an extensive network. Perhaps you can talk to us about how that's growing. And
We're a global network. We started in Europe originally with London, Paris, Frankfurt and Amsterdam, which was the first part of the network that was built. And from there we kind of grew out. It was customer led really. So we would get a new requirement and it would slowly evolve the network based on those requirements. And now it's kind of going even further. We have a US network which is developing nicely. We've recently popped Dubai, which was about 6 months ago. So we've got a lot of activity going on in the Middle East and we have a lot of customers now coming through from the Middle East. And via that, we're now going into Asia. So the Asian market has become very interesting and back through to the west coast of the US.
And what are the sort of typical sort of services or demands you're getting from sort of your customers at the moment?
Well, they still need really great connectivity into Europe. So a lot of our customers outside of Europe look to us to provide a solution where they can have one provider for transport and connecting to the internet exchanges, of course. So in Europe, the internet exchanges have a big presence. They're actually moving over to the US now. So there's some interesting movement in the market there. So we're just waiting to see what happens with that.
And perhaps you can just share with us sort of the range of services that you guys are offering.
Well, iXReach began with offering connectivity to internet exchanges. So at the time, there wasn't anyone really offering bundled services for wholesale capacity plus connectivity at one or more internet exchanges, which is basically core to iXReach. That's where the name came from. What we enable customers to do is land on our network and we pick them up at one specific point, and we can give them connectivity to an internet exchange or multiple ones if they want. And it means they don't have to sort out the paperwork, they don't have to deal with multiple suppliers. It's one easy technical solution, and they don't have multiple technical teams as well. So for those outside of Europe, it's a really great solution and it makes it really cost effective because they don't have to have their own infrastructure and their own hardware at multiple internet exchange points.
So it's very much sort of a managed service. What do you see as sort of the challenges for sort of managing sort of customer requirements?
So the challenges for us sometimes are matching the technologies to some of our customers further afield outside of Europe. Some of them are still using older network technologies and then we have to bring them into Europe and then we have to connect them over Ethernet, especially to the internet exchanges. So SDH, demuxing, all these kind of things become an issue. So that can delay stuff, but we're pretty good at working with our customers to make a solution work. And the Middle Eastern guys in particular, we're working very well with them at the moment to come up with solutions that enable them to connect into Europe easily. So that's one challenge, I guess, with a growing network and a growing customer base that's more international. Secondly, we're trying to provide more added value services. So we can do co-location, we can do a bit of transit if they need it. And now we're doing things like cloud connectivity solutions. So it's very much the essence of what we do anyway. It's providing point-to-point wholesale capacity. But at the end of that, we can connect you into the Amazon Web Services platform. So that's becoming more interesting for some of the bigger content guys. But it also becomes challenging for us because we end up blurring the lines a little bit with wholesale and enterprise. And we're very much a wholesale provider of connectivity solutions. So we end up talking to enterprises, which is not always ideal for us because we're not really set up for it. So we try to manage that where we really do deal with the carriers and they deal with the enterprises and we try and do it via them. So that's another challenge. But also I think with a global network that's expanding so quickly and business is good for us right now, it's a good problem to have, but we do need to keep up with it in terms of resources and staffing and making sure that we're in the regions where our customers are and we can speak their language, in not just in linguistics, but in the way that they work and operate and the culture that they have. So that's definitely important for us to keep on top of.
Definitely a few challenges to overcome.
Yeah.
Ruth, thank you very much for joining us today on Capacity TV.
It's been a pleasure, thank you.